Nation and welcome to Bathurst. That's a very awkward intro considering that's just happened. I'm going to redo that. Good evening, SimPlay Nation, and welcome to it's of course a good old Wednesday night. So it is the Pro-Am. It is season 7, round number 4, and it is Bathurst. Of course, we are at Mount Panorama. It's a circuit which is do or crash here, as I very much found out last night, as well as the GT4s, and we're going to get right into it. Of course, it's Bathurst. Everybody knows and loves the circuit. We are down under. Lots of people want wet races, but I think considering that it is summer currently down in Australia because it's the southern hemisphere, it is going to be nice and hot. It's 31-degree ambient temperature with 39 degrees on the track, clear weather and a optimum track surface. No wind on the forecast for the time being. Of course, it is one race to look out for tonight, and can anybody and everything be done, as we are going to switch over to Goudet, who is making his way up and down the mountain of good old Mount Panorama. Of course, we're going to go a little bit solemn here real quick. One thing to point out, and there'll be a reason why you see a lot of black or pink liveries here this evening. Unfortunately, earlier on this week, Darren, aka Aaron Myers, did unfortunately die earlier on this week. Respects go out to those who know him and people who knew his family. In the final 5. Keep your family close, as of course it is life and it is the way, and it's unfortunate that it goes. So we will have to wait and see what will happen here tonight, but you're going to see a lot of pink or black liveries here tonight in respect for Aaron. So it is unfortunate and we will look out for it. But 8 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst, in New South Wales, Australia. So we are looking to go racing tonight, as we do sit on board with the helicam, as it provides the best shots here at Mount Panorama, and it is Florence who is going to be making their way around the circuit right now, running the black and the pink. I believe he's actually going to be the one of the two who will be leading that lap around Mount Panorama for Aaron Myers, as right now we will go on board for a lap around Mount Panorama, as of course it's an infamous circuit. If it can bite, it can sting. And I am turning my headset volume down so I do not get my ears blasted off by the game. But we're making our way around the circuit right now, and you begin by going all the way up to turn number 2. A nice flat straight to a vote around this circuit, as well as the undulation and the elevation change at the top of the circuit through the mountain. There's a reason many people call it the mini Nordschleife, which is not on the calendar, but we will wait and see how it will go as you begin the run through turn number 2 into turn number 3 and then turn number 4 onto the brakes. Try and get as close to that wall as possible to get the rotation in through the car and make your way up and over. Of course, not so much when you're on board because you can see a lot of barriers, but when you go to the trackside cameras, you get some absolutely wonderful views of this iconic circuit. And I am going to get a track map up real quick because I do have one somewhere in my save files. Should have really got this up before the race, but unfortunately didn't. So if Discord would load at my end, that would be very nice. But of course, you've got the main straight, which leads you down into Hell Corner for turn number 1, down the mountain straight, down into turn number 2 of Griffin's Bend. Turn number 3 is a slight left king, with turn number 4 being that tight left-hander of the cutting. Turn 5 and 6 being Quarry Corner, past Reed Park through 7, into 8 and 9 of good old Frog Hollow, down the Slummock Park, through turn number 10 of McPhillamy Park, through Skyline, into the S's of 12, 13, 14, and then 15 of the Dipper, 16 and 17 unnamed, then 18 and 19 being Forest Elbow, down the Conrod Straight, as I found out last night is a good overtaking opportunity, and then down into the chase of 20, 21, 22, and then the final corner of Murray's Corner. So right now you're going to see Varga making their way through the circuit of Malmus Racing, and it is one hell of a circuit. It opened in 1938. It is a total length of 6.213 kilometres. Convert that to miles as you do, because I don't have it on my screen, unfortunately. And it is, and the Conrod Straight actually being just under 2 kilometres, 1.916 kilometres. The Mountain Straight being 1.111 kilometres. Lowest elevation point around the circuit is 174 metres, with the highest being 862 above sea level, and the steepest gradient is 1 in 6.13, and a top speed of over 300 kilometers an hour. I did not convert those to miles because TrackMap doesn't show them, unfortunately. So convert to miles as you do. And because I know that some people use kilometres, I know that others use miles. As we do continue going around the circuit, going to be watching Varga as well, with not long left on the clock. And you can already see on the map, people starting to set up for that lap around this circuit. In memory of Aaron Myers, you can see them all right there. And deadline 24 over on my Twitch. Thank you for the bit. Just want to say that, and you can see everybody going around the circuit right now. Of course, that being led by R. Smith and number 63, who is going to be Old Sim Racer. Team TMO, who I believe was actually very close with Aaron Myers. So they are going to be leading this lap around Bathurst, and you can see them going all around the circuit right there. And in respect of this, I'm going to let you guys just listen to the engine roars. Aaron, you're no longer with us. Hopefully you're watching down, racing wherever you are and winning those races with all your might. I'm going to go quiet, and in pace of respect, here's a lap of Mount Panorama with the formation. So that was a lap of Mount Panorama. Many drivers are now going to slow down here on the mountain straight. As you can see, all the drivers right there. That was for Aaron Myers. Gone, but never forgotten. As right now we go over to the sprint race. I'm going to go a lot less solemn now. So, Aaron, this race tonight, it's for you, as it will be for the rest of the week. And of course, if you don't know the sprint format, it goes like this. There is no qualifying for the sprint. It is a reverse championship order. And we'll go through the starting order in just a second. It's 20 minutes of racing action, and the temperature to start off with will be a 40-degree track temperature, optimum track surface, no rain on the forecast, and 31 degrees ambient temperature. So those tyres are going to be very, very hot. One pit stop is required for everything and anything that does happen tonight. I did turn my things off. Who was our Aaron Myers? Somebody asking. A racer in SimPlay. My ad should be off unless that's a pre-roll. Apologies about that, chat. But right now, you hear the 30 seconds on the clock, so we'll go through your grid order right now real quick. It is going to be Clarbull who will line up on pole position with Craig right alongside him for Team Merlot. It's then Varga, Afferson, Smith, Old Sim Racer, Flores, Johnson, Saunders, Wolski to round out the top 10. Flem Speed 1 then rounds up in P number 11 with Tucker, Betterson, Bloke, Williams, Evsky, Argent, Taylor, the Limiter, Esbeck, Greaves, Goudet, Millington, Ramsell, Stardog, Ritchie, Sny, Hibbs, Burney, and Rubber will round out the grid order here this evening. As the game is telling me to click drive, I'm not going to click drive, and we do make our way around Mount Panorama. Going to go through the track map again for you very, very quickly. Of course, you go into Hell Corner for number 1, down the mountain straight into Griffin's Bend for turn number 2. Turn number 3, then into turn number 4 for the cutting. 5 and 6 for Quarry Corner with turn number 7 past Reed Park into Frog Hollow with turn number 8 and 9. Then past Saltman Park into turn number 10, into Skyline for turn number 11. Then it's 12, 13, 14 and 15 for the S's, with the dipper in between 14 and 15. Turn number 18, 17, and then followed by Forest Elbow at turn number 18, through the left kink at turn number 19, and down Conrod straight to the chase of 20, 21, 22. That chicane being a very good overtaking opportunity. If you haven't already got it down Conrod, then into Murray's Corner for the final corner. And it's a very awkward pit entry here. You have to slow down quite a bit. And, of course, one pit stop is required here this evening, only for refuelling. However, it is a minimum 25-second stop. So one thing what may actually be done here, many people may opt to take that 30 seconds due to how hot that track surface is. And fresher tyres will heat up very, very quickly to be back up to temperature. So that may be a key play which many drivers may do here in Pro-Am. As we head up the straight and onto the top of the mountain, you can see right there, that crest is going to be beautiful with the shots here this evening. And we'll look to get ready to go racing. I would like to thank Dan Davis for stepping in for the first 3 races due to my internet issues. But if you haven't heard me before, I'm Alexa Marshall, and this is SimPlay Motorsport. I'm your GT4 commentator for the rest of this season, and we are looking to go race. And of course, it is going to be Clarbull who will line up alongside Craig at this race start. The 181 Aston Martin, followed by the number 3 McLaren. And in the top 5, it's all different cars. It's an Aston Martin, followed by a McLaren, then a BMW, then an Audi, and then a Ford. And we'll go through it very, very quickly. Current championship order, as it does stand for the Pro-Ams, it's Hibb who leads championship on 187 points, with P number 2 on 159, with a 28-point difference going to Sny. Then Ritchie, Stardog, Ramsell, Millington, Goudet, Greaves, Beck, and the limiter rounds out the top 10 on 118 points, actually tied with Beck in P number 9. Then 96 points going to be tied for P number 11 and 12. It's Taylor and Argent. Then it's Epsky, Williams, Fat Bloke, Betterson, Fernie, Tucker, Speed, Wolski, Sturton, Saunders, Hicks, Johnson, Flores, Old Sim Racer, Smith, Atherton, and Varga, then Craig, who rounds out the top 30. Then it is Best, Cranky Duckhead, Lane, Waste, Scotfield, Clarble, Rubber, and more. And as we do head into the chase, we'll go through the teams very quickly. It's Greasy Bandits Racing, leading with a 44-point difference. They've got 323 points. It's then Cam Racing on 279. It's then Richie's Course Racing, Fat Bloke Racing, Stage 2 Motorsport, SimPlay Racing, FSO Racing Team, Mad Dog Motorsport, Roadrunner Motorsports, Team Merlot, Cloud9 Racing, Team TOM, Quantum Motorsport, RBGT Team, Malamus Racing, and TRC Sport. So we now go into the final corner of Murray's Corner, the corner that everybody is infamous with, especially with the Bathurst 1000. But right now, here in the evening, on a good old Wednesday night, it's Clarble who lines up on pole position. 20 minutes of racing is ahead of us, and as they go to the line, it's boogity, 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 let's go racing as the green flag drops, and away we go at Bathurst, and he's going to get a very good start down at turn number 1. Craig, not so much, he's already being overtaken by Varga, who will get an absolutely amazing start down into turn number 1. A few cars already off in the background. That is, I believe, a Lexus possibly, but we'll wait and see as Clarble makes their way around the circuit, and we go over to Helicam, because it's what everybody may need. We'll go down the grid order, as that is going to be Old Sim Racer who will make his way past Smith. Johnson did get caught up in that lap 1 incident at turn number 1, and he is going to fall further and further down the order, as it does seem. Right now, Flores, on the board it says P number 8, we'll have to wait for that we will have to wait for that to update to get the proper orders as we do continue on going through this race, as it does update now. All the drivers nice and tidy in the spots. It does seem as actually the number 32 seeming to have an incident, so he's fallen further back. That, unfortunately, we weren't able to catch that, but as we head through the mountain into Mount Panorama, up the hills and down you go. We're heading into Skyline. It's Clarble who leads halfway through this first lap, followed by Varga and Craig. Right now, a little bit further down the order as well. It's a little bit of a cluster right now, trying to catch it. Where is the 555? There is Fat Bloke, as they will actually go round in the exit of the S, into the S's out of Skyline, and everybody's now going to have to take evasive action. Everybody will slow down. That's going to make contact and almost into it. It will cause a bit of a parking lot as the McLaren does make contact with the Lamborghini. That's Fat Bloke who goes round at the top of the mountain. Meanwhile, going down on the Conrod Straight, it's going to be Varga continuing to close down on Clarble. However, just not close enough. That Aston Martin, with its straight line speed in the correct setup, can be a key major player, as Flem Speed 1 has started to fly away with it, as well as Wolski. After that spin there by Fat Bloke, you can see P number 9 forward and flown away, while Williams and everybody else had to slow down. That's caused the gap right there, as actually there's been an incident further back as well with the number 53 and the 43. So we will try and get those guys up in a moment, as we do now head on to lap number 2 of the Bathurst GP, here in round number 4 of season number 7. Right now, Flores still trying to chase down Saunders though, trying to get as close as possible, but it looks like Varga may go for another overtaking opportunity as they head down in turn number 2. But it looks like he's going to play the safe game for the time being, and then up and round you will go. Try not to lose the car too much, as a little bit further back actually, Team TMO losing out majorly. Craig is going to stay ahead for the time being. Here comes Smith and Old Sim Racer. Smith getting that double position, it would seem, and Craig I should say, and that is going to be extremely lucky for the McLaren here. It may be that the McLaren has the major opportunity and the advantage around Mount Panorama with that extra downforce it does need, but the Ford Mustang, infamous for its straight line speed with the pure American engineering under the hood, what will happen as they head now into Skyline? You can see the brakes on, and then that is going to be damage on the left-hand side of Old Sim Racer's car, as you can see right there. Maybe a little bit to the front end as well. You're going to have to just get some gaffer tape, get those buffs out of the car when you come into the pit lane. It's a minimum 25-second stop, So if you haven't got that much damage, maybe you can fix it in that time. Right now, though, you can see Flores as well in the Aston Martin, trying to close in. Flem Speed 1 is going to be right there with him. We did talk about it, though, the straight line speed of the Ford Mustang. Is it going to give the opportunity to Team TMO? And it is going to be Smith and Old Sim Racer continuing to close down more and even more with every opportunity given. And we do see Clarball as they head down into Murray's corner. They're still leading this race. Now open the gap up to 0.774. And right now, here we go then. It is Smith who's having to defend from his teammate of Old Sim Racer. That little bit of buffing on that front, on that front left, as actually that is going to be Smith who will go wide out of Murray's corner. He will go under the grass. The car is going to be bouncing. That gives the opportunity to Old Sim Racer. That's the thing about Bathurst. You just got to wait for people to make those mistakes. And those mistakes can be the biggest factors around this circuit. As long as you can keep your car going, you can pick up those positions as the race continues. As the number 53, that is going to be, that's actually going to be Afferson at the top of the mountain with the yellow. We'll go over to him momentarily. You can see on the right hand side of that Audi, that is plenty of damage, maybe a little bit on the front end as well. And yep, you can see a big old bump as they head into Forest Elbow. So that's extremely unfortunate for the Audi here this evening in race number 1. Right now, though, it's not going to give it up. It's never going to give you down as Flem Speed 1 is right behind as well. The BMW trying to make his way past Smith as he does continue going up as we head over the crest and to Skyline one more time. It is a beauty of a Beamer versus a good old Ford Mustang. Which one will come out on top? Through the left-hander, into Skyline you go, with the perfect shots as you always do with ACC cameras, and into the rest of the circuit you go. Try and coast it, don't throw it around too much, otherwise those barriers are going to be the thing that your car will be eating. Down into the dip and over and into Forest Elbow. Try and keep it as close to the wall as possible. A lot more downforce on these GT3s than we saw in the GT4s last night. Maybe Wolski will be given an opportunity. The Beamer going to continue to close down. That straight line speed possibly a factor, but the Porsche not going to give it up. They will stick in the slipstream. They will move to the left-hand side down Conrad. Towards the chase, they will go. Wolski's not going to give it up. Into the right-hander, he will be ahead, and that is a beautiful overtake. Nice and clean for Cloud9 Racing's Wolski, as FSO Team Racing of Flem Speed 1 is going to be losing out in that opportunity right now, though. They are going to be a little bit boxed in. Wolski's looking for the inside against Flores and Saunders, but he's not going to work out. The Beamer of Saunders will stay ahead, but Flores is going to lose out right there as well. Wolski is now sat in the back of this battle. What is going to be the major opportunity is the pit window now opens for 8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining on it, 13 minutes, 17 seconds left in this session. That will be Sny into the pit lane, Johnson into the pit lane, Flem, Williams, Argent into the pit lane. So now that window's open, you've got to make your pit stop. But it's one mandatory, only for fuel, but you got a 25-second minimum. So how much fuel are these drivers going to be able to take? You can take a splash and dash, or you can go for a split fuel strategy. How much these cars are going to be burning around here? Well, that depends on both the manufacturer and the driver, because you drive more aggressive, the more fuel that you're going to be burning. As Old Sim Racer now still trying to close down on Craig. He wants that podium position. It's currently Clarball, it's Clarball who leads, followed by Malamus Racing and Varga, and then Team Merlot, Craig. It is going to be over the Skyline and down into the mountain again as you head down the hill. What will come out on top as yellow flags seeming to fly there, and that is why, that is Clarball, the race leader here this evening, who has had an incident all by himself, and the Ferrari will join him. And that is going to be absolute heartbreak, leading from this lap for over 10 minutes, but maybe pressure finally getting the better, and that is going to be Clarball, who will now go down and around further and further down the grid order. So Old Sim Racer now up into the podium place, Varga into the race lead. Will they call the pit stop? Yes, they will. Will Craig and Old Sim Racer join? We'll find out in a moment as they now come out of the chase. Into the pit lane is a possibility. The McLaren will call the box. The Ford Mustang will call the box, but it's going to be Smith who will stay out. Rob Smith opting to go that extra lap around this infamous track. here in New South Wales, and that is going to be one more time for each of these drivers. Varga into the pits, Craig into the pits, Old Sim Racer and Saunders into the pit lane, as it seems like P19, yes it is, P19 all the way downwards apart from Fernie, now making their pit stops. It will be an opt for Ramsell as well to come into the pits here this evening. Right now though, Flores going to continue to go up the hill as they head down the mountain stretch and into the rest of this track. Who is going to have an absolute mayhem? Who's going to take the chance here this evening on Mount Panorama? You have to wait out and see. Stick with us. As please do bear with a sec, chat. I am just checking something. As we do continue going on right here, Flores and Smith do continue going on.
We are halfway through, keep pushing.
So right now we do continue going on over the top and over the crest. It will be down towards the chase. It is Smith who now leads, followed by Flores and Wolski. Those pit stops though still yet to be made by the top 9. So who is going to take those pit stops now? Realistically, 4 minutes 33, about a 2-minute lap time here at Mount Panorama. So now is probably when they will take it, but Smith will opt to stay out. Flores stays out. Wolski though into the pit lane, as unfortunately missing a bit of the circuit, and will continue on here this evening. Into the pit lane will come Wolski. I think that's Beck as well. Yep, Beck into the pit lane. Hibbs will stay out for Greasy Bandits Racing, as well as Good Day, and Flores and Smith continuing to go in this race. Right now though, Saunders trying to close in on that Porsche in front of him. The 721 is going to be in the defensive position as we continue on down towards the chase. The BMW still trying to chase it down. Varga's going to be right there with him as well. Team TOM is going to be trying to chase down as well. That's going to be Old Sim Racer looking for the background play. Just one mistake by the drivers in front could make it, so he picks up those extra positions here at Mount Panorama, and we continue going one more time as into the final corner of Murray's Corner. Where is Smith? Up at the mountain, as actually the 96 has had an incident. We will go over to that in just a moment. What has happened here as 96, not sure enough on my thing, but we saw them. That is a reset to the pit lane, most likely out of Skyline. The rear end slipping out could be a mistake by any of these drivers, and extremely unfortunate into the barrier. Right now, Smith, Flores, Good Day, Hibbs, Stardog and Rubber all yet to make their pit stops here this evening. As we do continue on down the Conrod Straight, you can see the Aston Martin behind, 2 Aston Martins actually behind Smith right now. Rob Smith continuing on with that very nice pink and black livery over the crest and into the chase as you do continue going on. The Aston Martin though just lurking behind. A good pit stop here could be a difference. You miss your pit box, you're going to be missing you're going to be losing out on about 3 seconds in that pit lane. Right now though, Saunders still trying to chase down full speed 1. The BMW constantly being on the back of that Porsche as they now head into Skyline, into the right-hander, but the Porsche seeming to have the better downforce. A little bit of a wiggly moment on the rear end of that Porsche. Down the hill and through the bits we go, but as you can see right there, Wolski was all over the back of Old Sim Racer. Perhaps the Ford Mustang not liking the S's here this evening, and as well as Skyline. Through the left-hander, onto Conrod. Seems like the Beamer had the better acceleration out of that corner. Can they close in? They do have the slipstream where they do currently stand, but you got to wonder where will that dirty air come into effect as well. Are they close enough or are they not? Over the crest and into the chase, past the Pirelli boards, then down into the braking zone. 1 minute 39 remain on the pit window, and you can see right there the top 6 all making their pit stops. Where does Smith come out? He is now coming. He's not coming out the pit lane. Good Day is coming out of the pit lane. So good day, actually, with that major opportunity. Does he get the race lead here, as the board should update? It should say that he does, as the number 5 Summit, hidden by another number, unfortunately, has had an incident at Skyline, it seems, possibly going into the barrier, and that is going to be the Aston Martin of Flores, who will come out in the middle of Saunders and Flem Speed 1, but the acceleration out of turn number 1, the extra top speed on this lap, will give the BMW the advantage, and that is going to be Flem Speed 1, who will now go down into P number 9. Good Day has not made the pit stop. So, did he not take fuel? That's a very interesting revelation there, because fuel is required. He did make his pit stop in the pit window. Or did he not? No. I stand corrected. He did not. So, that is unfortunate, because it's not going to be in the pit window. That is part of the mandatory pit stop. It needs to be done in the pit window for the pit stop to count on the leaderboard, as Flem Speed 1 is going to be making their way through the circuit. Now since P number 2, thank you, game, as that is going to be 13 seconds behind Varga for Flem Speed 1. So right now, this race is in the hands of Varga for Malamus Racing. So they will continue on for the rest of this session. Saunders still trying to chase down Flem Speed 1, and Flores still trying to chase down Saunders. You can see all the drivers right there, as Wolski did look for an opportunity on that Ford Mustang, but it's not going to work out this time, as a little bit further back, Hibbs is going to be on the back of Ramsell. 3 cars right at it here. Here comes the McLaren trying to make the move. Sny right behind them as well. A nice 4-way battle here with 4 minutes 19 seconds to go. The McLaren is going to be looking to get past that Ferrari of Ramsell, but it may not work out. Sny looking for an opportunity to go around the outside at Murray's corner, but it is unfortunate and not the way it looks to be going here this evening. Williams guides this train actually in his McLaren, followed by Millington, Stardog, Ramsell, Hibbs and Sny. So that is the train that is forming, as well as Vex and Smith, it seems, unless they're starting to pull away, which they may be, as we go over on board with... Wrong one. There we go, as you can see right there, here comes Millington, looking for the opportunity on the McLaren. Will they be able to get it done though? And it looks like they will, as down into the right-hander of turn number 2. That is going to be extremely lucky, as here comes the, as you see right there, the other Ferrari of Stardog, trying to make their way through as well against the McLaren, looking for the outside move, and it will be the McLaren who maybe look for the inside there momentarily. Will back out though. That's going to be a dive up the inside by Hibbs though on Ramsell. A little bit of contact made between the 2 drivers as they do go up the mountain one more time, wheel to wheel, side by side. But it's going to be Hibbs who will get ahead of Ramsell with that very late move, if I do say so. But that got it done. Maybe a little bit of contact, a little bit of buffing. But now Sny is the only driver in this small pack to actually make a move yet. And the 204 seemingly resetting to the pit lane here at Mount Panorama as you go dipping down the rest of the mountain. It's a somewhat level, not level, how do I say it? Somewhat gradual climb up as a Star Dog, maybe? Somebody went into the barrier. Was it Hibbs? I swear I just saw somebody go into the barrier, so that is going to be extremely unfortunate, as it does now update. So, as you can see, all these guys, 5-way battle between all these guys, almost goes for the move. Ramsell, though, has to take evasive action, off into the gravel. Here comes Rubber, and that is going to be absolute carnage at the chase. And that is going to send not only Williams, but Williams, Hibbs, possibly Stardog as well. Yeah, Stardog and Ramsell getting away scot-free. So 3 drivers going off at the chase, 3 making it through. So now Rubber on the back of Ramsell with 1 minute 46 seconds remaining. With where Good Day is right now, we should be on the penultimate lap. There should be another lap of racing with the current time difference. I just knocked something off my desk behind me. as we do continue on for the rest of this, as Flim Speed 1 going to be continuing on throughout the rest of this action. Still trying to chase down Varga, but 13 seconds ahead. I think we know how that's going. It's going to be Saunders and Old Sim Racer who will look to continue and get through the rest of this racing action. But we go through the left-hander, over the crest as much as possible, and then through into Skyline. It is the penultimate lap because the leader is definitely going to be making it to the start-finish line at this point, as Wolski is all over the back of Flores right now, heading down the mountain as it dips and winds through the right-hander under the ACC sign, and then into the good old Forest Elbow. It can claim many victims when it comes down to it, but it seems like these two drivers and the drivers in front of them are going to get through nice and cleanly. Down the Conrod straight though, who will have the advantage? The Beamer, the Aston Martin. It looks to be the Beamer will close in more and more every single second as the leader now enters the final lap of this race, and then into the inside. Wolski will look for it, backs out of it, into the right-hander, into the final chicane, into the chase, into the lefts, into the right, looking for an opportunity where it may be given. He tries to go for the switchback, but the Aston Martin will cover him off. Down into Murray's corner, looking left, looking right, stays back for the time being, knowing it may be a disadvantage if he goes for it on this onto the final lap. Old Sim Racer now coming onto the back of Saunders. What will continue on and what will transpire between all of those guys? Right now though, we got a battle going on between these guys. Snai, Hibbs, Ramsell, Rubber, all over the place, and it is going to be the Beamer. It's going to be Snai versus the McLaren of, I believe, yes, it is Hibbs. And that is going to be the Beamer who will stay ahead for the time being. Here comes Ramsell though as they head down the mountain stretch and up to turn number 2 Everyone looks for an overtake. Everyone looks for an opportunity. But can you do it on this final lap? That is the question. That is the one thing everyone will be asking. We are live here at Mount Panorama. Ramsell looking for an opportunity as he does get overtaken by not only Craig but also Rubber, but he goes down the inside looking to fight back. The Ferrari, the prancing horse, looking to bite as he begins to gallop through the rest of the mountain. Car number 53 having a moment at Skyline. That's going to be extremely unfortunate on the final lap, but right now Ramsell continues on. Everything and anything may be done. Right now though, good day down into the chase. He has not made that pit stop though, so most likely a in-game penalty. So that will hand it to Varga, I do believe. And right now, as he heads down into Murray's corner, we'll see that we will see if it comes up. But it's Good Day who gets a penalty, so it gives it to this man. Down into the final corner, here in this sprint, here in Mount Panorama, it's Varga for Malmus Racing, who wins the Mount Panorama Bathurst sprint. But it's not over yet. Bex chasing down Flores, out of the chase, into the final corner. Who will come out on top between these lot? As it goes down one more time into Murray's, looking, continuing to go, but it looks like he's too far back. That will round out the order for those guys. Three-way battle, but as that is actually major front damage for Rob Smith. As it look, and the Beamer may actually take advantage of that out the final corner, but the McLaren may say something over to the line, but Snai stays ahead, only by a millisecond it seems, and that is going to be Hibbs, followed by Ramsell, then Williams. The rest of the grid order will make their way through, and it looks like that is it. Betterson finishing 4 laps down, Epsky 3 laps down, 32 laps down, and that is it. But with the penalty, that will hand it to Varga, who wins the sprint here at Bathurst. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more of your racing action to come your way. Of course, that being a lovely qualifying for 15 minutes and then a 1-hour race. We'll be right back after this break. and welcome to qualifying
back,
for
Nation,
race.
and
Welcome to qualifying for race number 2, and let's get ready to rumble, shall we? It is qualifying. It is Mount Panorama, and we'll go on board with Ramsell for this lap, as he does run wide there, actually, as my game has decided I am not going to change the cameras for you. So we're stuck off board for now, as right now it is going to be Hibbs who will go down in turn number 1. We switch from Ramsell, as they did seem to run wide there momentarily. Going to be heading down the straight and up towards turn number 2. As we continue going on and up the hill one more time, it is more level upwards than it is down. It's pretty steep down, but nice and level up. But who knows, it is a difference in the qualifying. It is 38-degree track temperature, 31-degree ambient, optimum track surface, and no rain on the forecast. We're down under in New South Wales, and it is one thing to go around this circuit at a race pace. It's another to go at it in qualifying pace. How quickly, how close can you get to those barriers? How much can you push the track to its limits? As Hib heads down the crest and over another, down into the left-hander, then through to Skyline. You don't want to mess up too much here, as that is going to be the Aston Martin, and into the barrier goes Clarbo. We got a front row seat to that, as right now further down the mountain goes Hibbs for Greasy Bandits Racing into the corner, infamous for ending many races, into the left-hander of Forest Elbow, and then into the main Conrod straight, the longest straight here, nearly 2 kilometers, further and further, faster and faster, picking up that speed as you head downhill. The trusty green, I almost called it an Aston Martin, the trusty green McLaren running the pink for Aaron, I do believe, and then down into the right-hander, into the braking zone for the chase, and into the lefts and rights. What can they do here at this circuit? Then over the crest into Murray Corner, into the left-hander. What will they do here? Rucci up top currently, 2:05, 1 to the dot, and it's over the line to Hibbs, 2:03, 8:75 to set the first lap time here of qualifying. You gotta remember though, they may not be the fastest laps. It may go even faster through the right-hander as Snide goes to the top, 2:03, 8:05, less than a tenth to the pole time, as it is rubber. One more time down the back stretch and towards good old Chase. What will the McLaren, the 666, be able to do? Possibly more suited for Hell Corner or turn number 1, the name, but we continue going here through the right-hander, apologies for the stuttering, and into the braking zone. The 666, more suited for Hell Corner, but through the Chase they will go, through the rights, through the lefts, and down into Murray. You see the pit lane entry there on the right-hand side as yellow flag does fly for a reset to the pit lane through the final corner, and going to go to the line as he goes pedal to the metal, foot to the floor for the timing board, but does not get a lap time as he unfortunately invalidated. Ramsell went off on his first lap. Can he set another? He goes to the line. He invalidated again though. That's going to be the biggest factor here this evening as Tucker heads up the mountain one more time in the trusty McLaren. What will they be able to do? As you see the McDonald's Beamer a little bit behind them, and through we will go. Every opportunity, every chance, as it does bounce a little bit, the suspension doing its job. Over the crest, into Skyline, throw it right as he does make contact with the barrier. That's going to throw him off. The number 23, unfortunately, that will definitely be invalidated, and he will go off. Clarbull, who we saw crash before, now makes his way back onto the circuit. He will be going for another lap, as right now Rubber still trying to make his way through. Already invalidated the last lap. What about Johnson in the Nissan? He resets the pit lane. I called that car a Lexus earlier by accident. As Tucker for Team Merlot trying to make his way through the circuit, down the Conrod straight, and then into the chase. His yellow flag going out there, as you can see in the pit lane, most likely a reset, then a drive, as you do go down into the chicane. The number 23, the Macca, looking to do what they can. I say this, I'm pretty sure they invalidated earlier, with that little bump with the barrier over at Skyline. You don't want to turn in too early, otherwise that will happen. The Beamer going to be right behind him as well. I do believe that is Fat Bloke. But Tucker goes to the line, P number 16, 2.288 off the pace. I didn't say this, Stage 2 Motorsports Beck, he goes to the top, 2 minute 3, 5:07. So these are the big changes here this evening. Of course, the first race done in reverse championship order, but this race has a qualifying. Although some things to point out here this evening for you, there are people with qualifying bans. I am on the wrong thing for that. But things to point out, Old Sim Racer qualifying ban for Bathurst, as well as Fernie has a qualifying ban, and of course Fernie as well had a pit lane start at the back of the grid on race 1 actually. So unfortunately that is very bad for those two drivers as he goes up into the mountain one more time for Rubber, but Beck still leads here in qualifying. Clark Bull finally gets a lap time on the board. He goes P number 5, 0.603 off the top time. It was less than a tenth earlier on in qualifying, but now it's up to nearly 5 tenths. It is Saunders who sits P2, 0.475 off the pace here in qualifying. Over the crest and up the mountain, you will go again. It sounds repetitive, but so is Bathurst. So we do continue here this evening. 6 minutes, 27 seconds remain here in qualifying, as that is the 2:04 on the right-hand side there. And that is going to be extremely, extremely unfortunate. Who is the 2:04? That is going to be Epsky. He had a moment there, go just before Skyline. And that Aston Martin, very, very unfortunate, but they've still got plenty of time in qualifying to get a time on the board. So as Afferson for Mad Dog Racing, we saw what happened to that Audi earlier on in race 1. They're going to be looking for retribution here in race number 2 with how much that car is bouncing though. The undulation, the changes, the bumpiness of the circuit is going to be one of the biggest factors to play. What can the Audi do this evening? Mad Dog Motorsport at Afferson down into the final corner. Afferson, I'm saying Afferson, it's Afferton. As he goes P number 24, slowest so far, 6 seconds off the pace. As Greaves actually in the McDonald's, I'm loving it. In the McDonald's, hashtag I'm loving it, in the Beamer, trying to make his way up through the mountain right now. Ramsell actually, in the meantime, while we were looking away from that, has gone to the top. 2 minute 2, 7:07. To set that lap time on the board. As right now we'll go over to Greaves for Fat Bloke Racing, number 96, making his way through the circuit. What is Greaves going to be able to do this evening? Do my cameras want to change? No. I'm going to do something here, chat. Hopefully that fixes it. If not, then unfortunately we don't have cameras. We don't have cameras. Okay. So, right now, it is going to be Ramsell who sits up top. He's now coming out of the pit lane again. As right now, heading up the mountain, Millington just overtook a Porsche. So right now, it is going to be Millington who will continue going over the crest and into the right-hander, into the left-hander, into the right again, into the S's. As right now, Millington in the white and pink trusty Ferrari going to be making their way through the circuit, through the right-hander one more time and into the left, through Forest Elbow as the Porsche rear end slips out there momentarily. Luckily enough, they were able to catch it. We'll go through your updated championship order one more time when we get to the starting grid order, but we will go through the top 10 for you right now. It is Hibbs who leads the championship on 207 points, and it's Snye in P number 2, just 26 behind with 181. Rich Evans P number 3 with 168, then 165 goes to Millington in P number 4. Then Ramsell, Stardog, Beck, Goodday, Greaves, and the limiter rounds out the top 10. We'll go through your teams and full drivers when we get onto the formation lap for the race, but that's your top 10 for the time being while we are here in qualifying. Hey, up, rear end slips out from Ramsell. As it seems like everybody's in the pit lane, as there is Taylor. Let's watch Taylor for a bit, shall we? Because SimPlay Racing, because, of course, it's SimPlay. It's SimPlay Pro-Am. It is Season 7, round number 4. And, of course, it is sponsored by Audio Sport and Designed Manchester. I wasn't given an ad read, so I don't know what to say. But as you do continue going on here throughout the rest of this evening, it's Good Day who's now up top, 2-minute 2:5.95. So he will continue for the rest of this race. What is going to be their key factor in this moment, though? What are they going to be able to do? We'll have to wait and see, as he is going to head up the rest of the mountain and through the rights into the lefts. The number 8 is leading, but right now this man is making his way through the circuit. The number 4, the Ferrari, is the number 77 out the right-hander, and that is Saunders, who resets to the pit lane. He went straight into that barrier. You saw how quickly the bonnet flew up. Don't know why I called it a hood earlier. I'm British, as that is going to be into the S's, and down the mountain you will go for the number 4 for Taylor, looking to improve in that Papaya Ferrari, more suited on a McLaren. But right now, onto the main straight. Again, one more, well, it's not the main straight, but it feels like it. The Conrod straight, I should say, in the Ferrari, the 296, over the crest and down towards the chase. So as you head down into the chase, it is Good Day who leads, followed by Ramsell and then Hibbs. Less than a minute remain on the clock, so once we watch Taylor, we will go over to Ramsell, Hibbs and Beck, looking to improve their lap times. We'll go over to Hibbs just before that, as right now around the final corner, what can Taylor do? They're currently sat down in P22, they get up to P number 18. As right now, here comes Hibbs, currently sat P number 3. Most likely or looking to go another lap here, as they will have time to do so. Right now, though, they are currently sat P number 3. Can they go any faster here this evening? They cannot. What about Ramsell? He's in the pit lane. Beck's in the pit lane. So right now, it is Snai looking to dethrone. Heading up into the mountain is the trusty Beamer, the BMW, the German engineering, as they head up the hills and into the crests. As he head past the sponsorships, but he has another Beamer right in front of him. That's what's going to be difficult as the checker flag flies here in qualifying. Gets optimum track, 39 degrees, as that is going to be contact between the 107, between the 303 in qualifying. And that is Mount Panorama at its finest. The number 96, Greaves, looking to make his way through, but he comes into the pit lane. The number 52, very close with another driver, the Bentley. Argent looking to improve his lap time here. He's heading past the Audi. They do make contact again, and into the barriers both of them go. And that is absolute chaos on the mountain in the final bits of qualifying. What is happening? The 721 Flem Speed 1 looking to be the number 1. 39 degree track temperatures. The tyres are gonna be screaming, as right now they're gonna be heading into the right-hander, into the chase and into the brakes. Throw it left, throw it right, then put your pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, and then into the final corner. It's Murray's corner, and into the left-hander, Murray Walker, an absolute commentary legend, and into the braking zone, where he only goes P number 15, number 4 having a moment on the exit just before Murray's. What about the number 3 though? Craig looking to be the final one who will cross the line. It's Good Day currently sits up top, 2-minute 2:5.95. What can they do here this evening? Only P number 15. They dethrone Flem Speed 1 though, pushing them down the order. And that is it, apart from the number 32, who I believe is at Audi. Why does number 32 doesn't show up on my left-hand leaderboard? Unless no, it does. It's Richie. I don't know why, I couldn't see that for a sec. But that is qualifying, which comes to an end. It's good day. Who will be on pole position? So the wait time to the start of the race is 1 minute 23 seconds. Here we'll go into your qualifying real quick. Here you can see the times on the board right there, and you can also see the BOP. It is Good Day who lines up on pole position with fastest lap time of a 2-minute 2:5.95. But the top four being the only drivers to get into those 2-minute 2s, with the slowest lap time, which was set, being a 2-minute 9 by Atherton in P number 23, 2-minute 9.272. However, it seems on average it's a 2-minute 4, because that's where low 2-minute 3s, high 2-minute 4s. So, no, low 2-minute 4s, high 2-minute 3s. So that is the way it is. You can also see the BOPs right there. Looking on here, it is actually going to be the McLarens which carry the most BOP around this circuit, and of course me and Duffin in the server, hello, as that is Fernie, Johnson, Old Sim Racing and Bettison, who are yet to get lap time, who did not get lap times on the board.
Seconds.
However, the pole lap time, not by fastest sector 3s all the way all the time. P number 1 only getting fastest sector 1, with P number 5 getting the fastest sector 2 and P number 6 getting fastest sector 3. So it does show that you don't need all the fastest sectors to get the fastest lap times here, as we will go over to the track. And here we go for the formation lap. We'll get into your starting grid order in just a second. However, let's go through your championship order, updated from the sprint, and here for this race. It's race number 2. We're now racing ahead. Here's how your championship stands. It is Hibbs who currently leads the championship on 207 points. However, only 26 points behind him on 181. It is Snai. Richie rounds out P number 3 with 168 points, 165 going to Millington. Then Ramsell, Stardog, Beck, Good Day, Greaves, The Limit, who rounds out the top 10 in the driver standings. It sends Flem Speed 1, Argent, Saunders, Taylor, Wolski, Williams, Varga, Epsky, Old Sim Racer, Fat Bloke Flores, Fernie Tucker, Bettison, Sturrock, Smith, Johnson, Hicks, Craig, Atherton, Best, Rubber, Cranky Duckhead, Lane, Clarble, Waste, Scottfield, and more. And then over to the team standings. It is Greasy Bandits Racing who lead with a 27-point lead. They have 352 points to their name. It's then Cam Racing, P number 2, with 325 points. And then from there, it's Stage 2 Motorsport, FSO Racing Team, Rich's Course Team, Fat Bloke Racing, SimPlay Racing, Mad Dog Motorsport, Roadrunner Motors, Cloud9 Racing rounds out the top 10 in the championship. Then it's Team TOM, Team Merlot, Malamus Racing, Quantum Motorsport, RBGT Team, and TRC Audio Sport. So we will wait and see how this race will go. And going as we head up the mountain, here is how your grid will line up this evening. Good Day lines up on pole position with Ramsell, who will be alongside him in P number 2. Then Hibbs, Beck, Snai, Stardog, Saunders, Limit, Clarble, and Millington rounds out the top 10. It's then Rubber, Varga, Wolski, Argent, Craig, Flem Speed 1, Williams, Greaves, Ritchie, and Taylor rounds out the top 20 with Tucker, Flores, Smith, Ebsky, Fat Bloke, Atherton, Bettison, Old Sim Racer, Johnson, and then Fernie rounds out the grid order. And as we now head down into Forest Elbow, the drivers will get their way round. And hey, I finally got my cameras back. I got my cameras back. Let's go. So of course it is this man who will be leading it will be this man who will be leading the pack. Ramsel will be right alongside him. It's Good Day. It is Good Day who will be right there with him. Then it's Ramsel P number 2. It's then Hibbs, Beck, and then of course you got Snai as well. Snai is going to be very much looking for that opportunity here this evening as they do continue going. As one more time we'll go through the chase at slower speed as Good Day leads, and we will. So we get the best shots. It's always the best, and it's the good old helicam. The helicopter pilot got to keep it stable as Good Day and Ramsel come through the chase. They've got the final corner, Murray corner, to get through. Otherwise it is going to be nice and slow. But down into Hell corner, it may be hell on the first lap, but maybe the 666 of rubber will be fitted for that corner. The number fits and maybe the corner name fits, but realistically you want a nice clean lap 1 here at Mount Panorama. We have got 1 hour of racing ahead of us. It's 31 degrees ambient, 40 degree track temperature, optimum track surface. As they come round Murray's, here we go. As they look to the left-hand side of the circuit, they look for that flag as they wait for it. They line up here on the main grid at Mount Panorama.
Green light, go, go, go.
Boogity, 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 let's go racing for race number 2 at Mount Panorama. And we are already down into turn number 1. Hell's corner, Hibbs looking for an opportunity, trying to make his way through as well. But it looks like Snai's going to be looking further down. It's going to be Stardog actually, who got jumped by Saunders there on that start. What about the rest of the grid order? The rest of the grid making it through nice and clean. But here comes Taylor looking on Richie. No, in fact, I'm correcting. It's going to be Greaves down into the left hand, down into the right hander. That's where it's going to stay for the time being. The rest of the grid, though, making their way through. Good Day, Ramsel, Hibbs driving away. But here comes Saunders getting overtaken there by Clarball. He was leading the sprint until he crashed. And it is going to be all over the place as we wait for it to update. There we go. ACC takes a few moments sometimes. Thank you, game. As we do continue on, Carmel, who got taken out in that sprint. Well, didn't get taken out. Crashed in the sprint race out of this exact corner, out of Skyline. But this time on lap number 1, they make it through nice and clean as all over the place. And just to give you guys an opportunity of what these drivers see, this is what you see when you go around Mount Panorama. It's absolute chaos when it comes down to it, but that's why we love it. It's one of those circuits that has an absolute opportunity. As here comes Snai chasing down Saunders, down towards the chase. The Beamer on the chase of another BMW. Throws it to the left-hand side, makes his intentions clear. Through the right-hander, he may have it taken. He goes round the outside, down into the chase. The other Beamer bounces, Snai down the inside, but he will go way too deep. And the chase, on too late on the brakes. And that is going to be Snai, who got past Saunders, but loses out to Saunders. And that is extremely, extremely unfortunate. As Clarball now making his way further up the field as well, trying to break that gap. Right now though, down into turn number 1, Johnston on the back of Pearson as it looks like he's losing out lap after lap. One more time for the viewers at home, this is how we do it. This is SimPlay Motorsport, brought to you by good old Designed Manchester and Audio Sport. Down in turn number 1 though, good old Hell's Corner. It's going to be Old Sim Racer, who will be, not Old Sim Racer. Well, it is Smith, I should say. I saw Old Sim Racer on the leaderboard and I said Old Sim Racer. Right now though, we do have a nice freeway battle here as here comes Fat Bloke looking for the move on Tucker. Going to get extremely close here. Down into the right-hander. And he's going to get closer and closer. Further and further. He looks for the opportunity. Here comes Smith. Tree line gets in the way a little bit. Into the turn number 3. Then through into 4. Up the hill you go. Get as close to that barrier as possible to get the turn in. As that is going to be the Audi of Atherton, who goes into the barrier. A little too hot into the corner. We'll switch to camera, see if we can pick up any damage that they may have got on the right-hand side of that car. And that is going to be extremely unfortunate. A little bit of a bump on the right-hand side. Can probably get it out with the gaffer tape. But right now, it is Stardog, who is down in P number 5. Goudet leading, followed by Ramsell, Hibbs, Beck and Stardog here on lap number 2. And here comes Millington, still closing in, looking for that opportunity, which may be the exact moment. Millington trying to close in, closer and closer. But it doesn't look like it's going to work out properly. Over the crest and down into the chase one more time here at Bathurst. But it is all over these. Guys. It is Snide who is right behind. He lost out to Millington on that lap as well after trying to get past Saunders, but it didn't work out. And it's going to be one more shot as you head further down the field. You've got Epsky, who's still trying to close in on Greaves, four fat bloke racing right in front of him. But as I head down into Murray's corner, doesn't look like it's going to work out so far in this race. You can see right there though, Millington with the guys ahead of him actually, very, very close. As we go over to Helicam, you can see where these guys are. It's realistically, Goudet's starting to drive up ahead, 2.5 seconds so far. But then from Ramsell, it goes all the way down to Stardog. So P2 to P number 4, P number 5 I should say, correction. They're actually pretty close to each other, so one mistake from any of these drivers could be sending them off here this evening. As into the left-hander you will go, through turn number 4, up the hill. Snye still trying to get past Millington. So Snye still trying to get past Millington as we head up the mountain in the cockpit of the trusty BMW into the left-hander. Some people decide to take more curb, others do not. It seems like Snide decided not to. Through the left-hander, rear wheel slips out for Millington. He goes into the barrier, he tries to catch it into Skyline. Luckily enough, it did not cause an absolute disaster for Snide. He could have very easily got caught up in that. If anything more went wrong for Millington as he heads now down into Forest Elbow. You can see just how steep it gets there. But now onto the Conrod Straight, the main straight, the slipstream. One thing to point out though about 296 Ferrari, it can become very hard to drive when damage sets in. That's a big factor here this evening at Mount Panorama. And for some reason my game paused for a sec as I do not have cameras now. So apologies chat, we've lost the cameras. As we do continue on right now, Beck's still trying to chase down Stardog. But right now, over the crest, up the hill, this is how you do it. As one more time, one after the other, it is an opportunity that may be given. Through the right-hander, up the hill, into the mountain, down in New South Wales, Australia. I'm not going to try to do an Australian accent. As right now, here comes Argent looking for an opportunity on speed down the inside, and turn number 2. What happened yesterday between myself and another, it happens again between Argent and Flem. He will give the position back, it seems. But it's unfortunate as the limiter, actually, I believe it was actually the limiter, so that's my bad. But it's unfortunate when those things happen. Way too late on the brakes, looking for an overtake, but just does not happen. Snivo still trying to chase down Millington through the right-hander into Skyline. Millington lost the rear end here earlier on this evening, but into the right-hander, into the left-hander, into the rights again. In downhill you will go as the elevation dips below you, possibly making your car go skyward momentarily. Down the inside at Forest Elbow, Snide decided to look, but that one thing to point out, that Ferrari definitely has damage on that front left end side of the car, as possibly a little bit of bump from that earlier incident. As the Ferrari, when it picks up damage, it can become tricky to drive, as the number 52 of Argent has had a moment. It seems like it happened with the McLaren, as the camera decides, yeah, no, I'm just going to show you some trees. as my controller disconnected there momentarily. But right now, as you do continue on for the rest of this race, it is Goudet who is still leading this race. He's 4.5 ahead now. He's doing everything he needs to, as right now, here comes Stardog, maybe looking for an opportunity right there as well, but here we go. And it is going to be Snai, who has finally got past Saunders. Saunders, though, looking for the take-back. No take-backsies, unfortunately, is what Snai would be saying. And he's now falling a little bit further behind. Throughout the rest of this race, though, it's Stardog still trying to chase down Beck as Good Day. I'm trying to see if I can fix these cameras, so apologies if I'm doing another fixture. There we go. I can't fix the cameras. Okay. But for the rest of this race, over the crest, down the hill is where you like to go. For every opportunity as Snai makes his way through Skyline into the braking zone. Why am I trying to rhyme? As right now, Snai still trying to chase down Millington, but seeming to not work out. As right now, a little bit further back actually, as Epsky on the back of Flores as well as Fernie. We've got a nice little 6-car battle here actually, it seems, as well as Fat Bloke, who seems to be closing in to this battle, which is all being led by Craig in that McLaren. The other McLaren behind him seeming to have actually a little bit of damage. Into Skyline we will go. And it looked like he was going to go for the opportunity. The other McLaren, but that's going to be Fernie. Did end up going deep. They definitely got damage on the front end of that car, if you can see it. But down the corner rod straight, it looks like Craig is going to be on the defensive. Here comes Williams. Here comes Greaves. As here comes Flores into Murray corner. He looks for the opportunity around the outside, not going to work out. Possibly a switch back down into Hell corner. One more opportunity as they head over the crest and up the hill. One more time. Everything you want, everything you need here at Bathurst. Actually, that is going to be that's actually in Beck into the pit lane, most likely to fix the damage, or just retire, because you've got to make that mandatory pit stop. It's 25-second minimum. Refueling is needed, so he will have to pit again. That is in the rule book. So a pit stop this early means it's most likely due to damage. So, because I don't see why you would take it otherwise. You would want to wait for that mandatory pit stop window to open up here at Bathurst, but opting in this early as Clarball now still trying to chase down Millington, but he's got to be careful because now he's got Snipe behind him. Millington has made his way past Clarball actually. So Clarball just unfortunately losing out the positions here this evening. Over the crest one more time, down the hill you will go, and then into the chase. The Beamers seem to be a little bit wobbly there momentarily, but down into the braking zone for the chicane. The rear end slips out and he was already spinning, but gets clipped even further by Snai. That's Clarball down and into the grass here at the chase, and the 181 trying to make his way back on the circuit, almost gets clipped by the Porsche. He's now down into P number 11. So right now, as we do continue going on, every opportunity is what you need here this evening. And that is what will happen. Continue going on for the rest of this race as it continues, as there is 46 minutes, 44 seconds remaining on the clock. It's Mount Panorama, it's Bathurst. Unfortunately, it's not the 1000. We're not going to be here for about 6 hours. we're only going to be here for another 46 minutes. As right now, heading up the hill into the left-hander, as eyes a yellow flag further back for the 180. What has happened there as the 180 is 181? Clarble? No. Yeah, 180. It is Williams. Oh, that is what's happened. Reset to the pit lane. That's it for Stage 2 Motorsport. That is Stage 2 Motorsport, both cars in the pit lane. That is extremely unfortunate. It seems like something happened down the mountain stretch and it's over. Someone very much kicking up their dirt there momentarily, as right now the gap is continuing to open up at the front. Everybody in that battle seeming to space out a little bit as well as they head throughout the rest of the mountain and down back onto the Conrod Straight. Right now though, Team TOM, Old Sim Racer, P number 19 is that Lamborghini of Richie. That Lamborghini of Richie actually seeming, that is damage. We will go over to that momentarily, as right now, I'm tying my hair back so I can't catch this. There we go. That is major damage for the Aston Martin. Makes contact between the Flat Bloke Racing team and that not, well, he didn't make contact, the team did. But that is going to be both of them off. As right, no! Down the inside, sends one off. The Aston Martin jumped. We saw chaos in qualifying. We were wondering where it was in the race. I think we have just been answered as Rob Smith now trying to get past Flat Bloke Racing. Flat? I keep on saying flat. It's because of my accent. So that is unfortunate as the 204 into the barrier again. Epsky just retires to the, just reset RTGs, GGs. And that is it. As right now, Flores now making their way through actually, as the McLaren seeming to go deep right there, losing out there momentarily at turn number 4. That will give the Aston Martin the advantage. We switched over to this as it is higher up the field. As, oh, there has been an incident between, between Clark Bull and there was another yellow flag. They've kept going. Oh, they RTG'd quicker than I thought, but what happened there? I would get a replay, but we don't have race control on console, unlike on PC. As, oh, hello, that's a Beamer. That is Varga in the barrier, and that is at Forest Elbow. First victim of Forest Elbow claimed tonight, it seemed. Probably not the last, as right now you can see Flores making his way past as well, as the cameras decide not to switch quick enough, but he has got ahead of that McLaren, and that is going to continue here in this race. Millington though still on the back of Stardog, as Stardog seems to have got the overtake done. No, Millington's ahead. Millington's got past Stardog. The game isn't updating quick enough, but up the mountain we will go. Mount Panorama one more time as we go back over to these guys, because this is the train where the chaos is unfolding. This is where the battle is happening, right in the midfield. It is led by Flores, and it's Craig, Old Sim Racer, Fat Bloke, R. Smith, Greaves, and that will round it out. So we have got, realistically, as the game updates again, thank you, that's a 6-car battle. That is a 6-car battle as we head up the mountain. Flores seeming to drive away with it as it does stand. So the McLaren seeming to be the leader, follow the leader. As right now, it is going to be Fat Bloke for Fat Bloke Racing. I don't know why I keep on saying flat. I think it might be. I'm sorry if I keep on saying flat guys. It's just if I'm speaking fast, I say fat. It sounds like flat. So I do apologise. Accents. As right now, it is going to be Fat Bloke who will be continuing on for the rest of this race, as R. Smith is now got ahead of his teammate of Greaves. Johnson is going to be right behind him as well. Richie now heading through Skyline. We saw before the damage on that Lamborghini. It's kind of hidden from us right now. You can see it right there. The hood of that Lamborghini is popping, and not in the right way. As right there, as actually that is Rubber, as right as we move to it actually, Rubber getting past Stardog for the rest of that moment. He's now up into P number 7, possibly the Porsche of the Limit and Flem Speed 1, looking to also get past them. Right now though, down the back straight actually, as the Lamborghini seeming to get an overtake there momentarily. Camera, please. As here comes Johnson, still trying to get the move done on the Beamer, down into Murray's corner, moves to the right, moves to the left, a little bit squiggly for these two teams, but continuing on here at Mount Panorama. For the rest of this race, it is going to be chaos, it's going to be mayhem, and into the braking zone of Hell's Corner is going to be the play and the advantage for the Beamer as they head it now down the mountain stretches. Right now, that is going to be Fat Bloke who will be going up against Craig as the cameras slowly change over the crest and towards turn number 2. Down the inside will go the Beamer. He will go for it. Does he get the corner? Yes, he does. That is contact from Smith, though. That will send Craig round. And that is extremely unfortunate. Into the barrier. Both the McLaren, both the Ford. And the McLaren now tries to spin it round. It will be... Smith will be able to get it going quicker. Craig is spun around. The cameras just don't want to update, as he is now on the curb. It's not like I was singing. He RTGs. And so does another McLaren. Hello. So he was right on the curb. That could have ended extreme. That could have ended even worse. But right now, here comes Flem Speed 1. Looking for the opportunity, looking for the pass, trying to do everything they can. Stardog and Millington have been overtaken by all of these guys. The Limiter also looking to get past the car right in front of him. That trusty Mercedes, the Rubber, the 666 heading into Murray's, and is going to happen for the rest of this race. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to get notified for every single time SimPlay goes live. And it is going to be one more opportunity which may be given throughout the rest of this race. Millington actually going to call it. He comes into the pit lane, and that is why you can see the front end of that car. It has got damage. That hood is starting to pop out of the Ferrari, and that is going to be extremely unfortunate. Williams and Beck, so Williams now back racing. Stage 2 is going to continue racing on for the rest of this race. As I need to sit up, as blue flags, blue flags! Doing a Sebastian Vettel. As right now, it is going to be, speaking of Sebastian Vettel, the Red Bull. Do any of you remember when I think it was the RB16? It may have been, I think it was the RB16. It was a promo video for the Bathurst 12 hours. I think it was the 12 hours of Bathurst. When Red Bull let Daniel Ricciardo drive a Red Bull around this circuit. That was summer. As of course, right now, this is actually the big thing. Hibbs, lap after lap, has been slowly closing in on Ramsell. Cam Racing Ramsell is currently on the defensive play here, down to 0.5 at the last timing sheet, but it looks a lot closer than that, if I do say so myself. And we do continue through the left-hander of Murray's corner, then in to Hell corner for turn number 1. It is all over the place for the rest of these guys. As I have just been told how to I got told 5 minutes ago how to fix the cameras. It may have been Weber. I'm going to go in settings real quick. Does that fix it? Oh my god, it does. It does. Big shout out to Matthew Duffin. That's a mega fix. Big shout out. Right, I didn't even know that. You can say I don't actually do it a lot. I just found out if you just go in settings, it fixes the camera button. Hey! Right, I've got my wire tangled. One sec. Chat, bear with me a sec. I've got my wire tangled. Of course, into the barrier. Well done. Right, I'll be honest, big shout out to Matthew Duffin for that one because I did not know that fixes it. So right now, we got the cameras back as we head down, of course, the Conrod Straight. This is what you're looking for, and you can see how close these guys are through Skyline. This is somewhat what the drivers will see around here. The trusty Porsche, that lovely engine. Woo! Cannot beat a good engine sound, as right now, down the Conrod Straight, they will go. And it is going to be every single bit that you need down the Conrod and for the rest of this race, as Ramsell, as Hibbs has now fallen a little bit further back. These battles do continue to evolve. You go about, you have a battle, as thank you very much, game. The pit window now opens. You've got 10 minutes to continue on in this race, as that is Greaves actually, who does have damage, and that is unfortunate. The Beamer will get that when the pit stop comes in. You gotta wonder, 10 minutes pit stop when it happens, as that is going to be Saunders and Rubber into the pit lane. The pit window now open. You gotta make the pit stop. You've got to make it. It's mandatory. It's a minimum 25 seconds. You gotta refuel, and considering the track is currently 40 degrees centigrade, I think the drivers will most definitely be taking tyres, because I don't think when the track is that hot they're going to be going the entire race. As right now, here we go. Blue flags! I feel bad for that Beamer. I feel bad for that Beamer. Oh my god, coming out of Forest Elbow. I mean, blue flags, it's natural. It's Mount Panorama, as here comes Hibbs. Still trying to chase down lots of blue flags flying here. But now that they're getting to lap traffic, this has given Hibbs the opportunity. He's closed in each single bit. Closer, closer, closer. Every single bit which could be done as Goudet, the race leader, into the pit lane. Glitching through the Aston Martin. No, not glitching, ghosting. As I am just looking at you. I'm just looking at you. Chat, I'm trying to commentate here. Yeah, I just look at YouTube. Yeah, I just look at the YouTube Twitch. I just look at the YouTube chat, and I just see what on earth is going on. I'm trying to commentate here. Yeah, I'm trying to be serious. Yeah, I can't when looking at that. So, Goudet now making his way out of the pit lane for Greasy Bandits Racing, the race leader. It's going to be interesting to see where he comes out on merit, because it's interesting, really. As Snide does get promoted up to P number 3 for that. Where is everybody going to finish up after the pit stops, though? That's another question, because you can have a good in-lap, but a bad out-lap. So who knows? as the number 4 there having a moment actually. Oh, what has happened? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, you can see the front end of that Ferrari. It's Betterson there. Was there contact with Betterson? Because Betterson has damage. Was there contact between those two drivers? As Johnson into the pit lane. Right now though, this is actually interesting. Now that we've had the pit stops, it's Ramsell leading, Hibbs following. We've got a battle for the lead going on here. As I need to turn my bedroom light on. Because it is cold. Sorry, chat, I'm just getting a jacket. It's cold in here. If I can remember where I put my coat. Found it. This feels like a crime. I'm wearing a red. This feels like a crime. I'm wearing a Red Bull jacket with a McLaren T-shirt. There we go. God, it's cold.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
So as we now reach the halfway mark of Mount Panorama, there is 30 minutes remaining in this race. Ramsell and Hibbs yet to pit. They do not, to them, they've got another 5 minutes. But you've got to wonder, when will those pit stops be taken into account? You've got to make them within that window, otherwise you will get a 130-second penalty, as we saw with the sprint race. And down the hill into Conrod, and then you can see the crest as well. This is why we want Bathurst. Just look at that elevation change as you head over the crest and into the chase. He's chasing down, he's trying to close down, but it's not going to work. Rubber and Saunders have made their pit stops, and it is going to be the opportunity that may be needed. And right now you can see right behind Saunders is Rubber closing, closing, closing. As we go down towards turn number 2, he looks to the right hand side, maybe a dive, but he's going to play the safe game. Sparks fly off the beamer as he goes over the curb, and he's going to be losing out a little bit of time. That McLaren with the better traction, it seems, going to be heading up the hill, through the left-hander, through the right-hander, then up the hill one more time, nice and tight, close to the barrier, maybe a little bit wide. Rubber is right there with them as you get that wonderful view of New South Wales. Then up and round one more time. The elevation change just shows when you're actually on board with these cars, and it is one hell of a beauty. Ramsell and Snide now make their pit stops. Hibbs in the lead of this race as they head through Skyline into the S's. It is all to play for. As here comes Rubber, one more chance through the chase as the cameras, oh, we didn't catch that because the camera change was a bad moment, but it is going to be contact. We know what happened there. A touch on the rear right end of that beamer goes off and round at the chase. He's already made his pit stop. Will he need to pit again? Right now it is Flores who's trying to chase down. It is Hibbs who is leading. It's Ramsell who actually may be in a chance to take the race lead here if he's quick enough. We're 16 laps in to Mount Panorama, and it is one hell of a ride up and over the crests, over the bumps. Old Sim Racer yet to pit, but up in P number 4, he's had a very good race considering where he started in qualifying. Through the Skyline into the S's and then down the hill towards Forest Elbow. into Forest Elbow. You will go, and the race leader of Hibbs will make the call. He's over the radio. Box, 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 box. Into the pit lane comes Hibbs. Will Flores make the same decision? Where will he come out though? Where is Ramsell? There he is, down into the chase. There is Hibbs. He's right near the pit exit though, so we will wait and see what happens. Down into the chase will go the Ferrari, the 501, trying to get that race lead. Will it happen? Will it not? How good was his outlap? How good was the in-lap for Hibbs? Into the pit lane will come the Mustang, but we look on the map and we look to the sky. Where will he be? You will see Hibbs on the right hand side in just a moment. Does he get moving? Where is the McLaren? As Ramsell goes past, the McLaren gets moving, as that is going to give the lead of the race to Ramsell, who now takes the lead of the SimPlay Pro-Am Season 7 Round 4 Bathurst GP. That is a long name when it comes down to it. As old sim racer and Flores also in the pits. Goudet actually, one to point out, fastest lap, pink tyre rims for, no, not pink tyre, yeah, rims. The tyre trims the other one.
The window is now closed.
As the pit window closes, what has happened there? 741, 741, 741. That is 721 Lex. As, oh, it was Stardog. And 181 also got caught up in that, it seems, with the RTG. So, Clarball, it's happened again. The exact same area where it happened in the sprint. That is Clarball out of the running. Not, well, he's not out of the race, but he's out of the running for the race win here. It happened when he was leading in the sprint race, and now it's happened to him in race number 2, as that is going to be the number 77. That is yellow flags further back. That is Saunders, who is sideways at turn number 4, and he bumps into the barrier, but he does get it moving again as the number 4 now makes its way around the circuit. That is Saunders. Was that blue flags? I'm trying to figure out if they're on the same lap or not. No, they're not. It tells me. They were not on the same lap. So here we go. Here comes Goudet. That is going to be blue flags for the Ferrari. As right now, still trying to close in is Rubber. Trying to chase down Saunders. There's actually, well, no, he's got past him now. He's got past him now because, yeah, it's updated now. There we go. As Flores still trying to chase down Old Sim Racer as well. As Greaves now through Skyline, through the right-hander, still trying to chase down Rob Smith. Into the left-hander, down through the crests, and past the Charlotte lines. You can see the fans up on the hill on the right-hand side. Into Forest Elbow we go. One corner, which I absolutely hate, makes contact with the left-hand barrier, does Greaves. That's going to cost him loads of time. Smith will put the pedal to the metal, the foot to the floor, to try and open up that gap as much as possible. For number 77, one more time, that is Saunders, who has had an incident at Skyline, and you can just see how much damage that car has got. You can see how much he has to rotate that wheel to get the car around. He has to have the wheel all the way to the left-hand side just to go straight, and that is major damage. He got it in Skyline, I believe. He's right in the middle of the track. He's got to be careful with the track, with the people coming up behind him. There he is on the left-hand side. That is extremely unfortunate for Saunders. Skyline claiming another victim here at Mount Panorama. Right now, though, Ramsell leading the race with a 4.016 second gap. So that is a major thing. How much time is Saunders going to lose here, though? He lost it earlier on in the lap. He then bins it at Skyline. He's now going through the gravel at the chase. He's got to be careful. Here comes Snai. and he will fly past. Hey, yo, whoa, whoa, whoa. That was Varga, so Saunders down into P number 16. So he's going to drop even further down the order. Oh, if he can even get into the pit lane. So he finally gets to the pit box. And right now, one more time, through the crest, through into Forest Elbow. Greaves is right there with him. As they go one more time down the Conrod straight. The Beamer still trying to chase down that, still trying to chase it down that trusty Ford Mustang. Who will come out on top? We'll have to wait and see for the rest of this race. One more time, one more shot, one more opportunity with 20 minutes remaining on the clock. As we have another opportunity, another chance to see more battles as they evolve here at Bathurst, here in Mount Panorama in New South Wales. As the 107 actually, hey up, what's happened there? So that's Wolski who was at a moment coming out of the chase. So realistically, it does depend, as right now Greaves still going to be chasing down to get that opportunity to try and get past. We love this shot. You can see the rear view mirror and the Ford Mustang just ahead. This is one of the best cameras to use, in my opinion, on this game. Through the left-hander and up the hill again, through the right-hander and into the mountain, up to the mountain top. It is a elevation change of nearly 700 meters from sea level, and it is one hell of a track. There's a reason it's called Mini Nordschleife, and it goes through the left-hander into Skyline again for the Beamer. Still trying to chase down that Ford Mustang, but it just gets away on the straight. It does not want to work sometimes through the lefts and through the rights while the barriers are so close to your car. As one thing that may be an opportunity, oh, that engine is beautiful. As through the left-hander, whilst the Beamer is trying to chase down one team TOM car, it is this one. It's an Aston Martin trying to chase down the other, down the mountain stretch and towards turn number 2. And down the dip and up we go, where I accidentally caught him yesterday. And through the right-hander, and using as much curve as possible is the Aston Martin, trying to do what they can here this evening as they go up the hill one more time. Almost makes contact, it seems, with how close they're getting, and it is extremely unfortunate as the helicam gives us that beautiful shot. You can see how dark it is in a car compared to outside on the circuit, with all those fans standing very still. I'm surprised they're not T-posing, and through the left-hander towards Skyline again. One more lap after another, as here at SimPlay Motorsport, of course, support from Design Manchester and Audio Sport. Is their team Audio Sport in the lobby? Not that I can see. They do have Greasy Bandits Racing, though. As through the lefts, into the rights, and into the braking zone. Through Forest Elbow, you will go. As actually, if I snipe into the pit lane, they have got damage on the front end of that car. So that is going to be unfortunate for Snipe. They will drop outside the top number 5. As here comes Flores on Old Sim Racer. Old Sim Racer having a very good race here. He qualified very low down earlier on in the race in qualifying, but now with nearly, in fact, here just over 3/4 into this race, He's now inside the top 10. So, from where he started to where he could possibly finish, I would say that's a very good day for Flores. As right now, continuing to go on for the rest of this race. And it does continue again and again and again. So as Mount Panorama, which everybody knows and loves, continues on here this evening, here at 10 PM UK time. And through the right-hander you will go. Wherever you're watching, whether that be over in the Eastern Hemisphere, over in the States, right here in Europe, or maybe even down under in Australia, don't forget to like and subscribe for the action all this week. Of course, the calendar is one thing that will be continuing on. We'll talk about that at the end so we can keep you guys updated of the action that is still to come. For the rest of this week and the upcoming seasons. This is round number 4 of season 7. This is Bathurst. We've already gone through Alton Park. We've already gone to Indianapolis. And no, please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, as I have just had a issue with the game. That's why. So, apologies about that, chat. The game deciding to disconnect me for some reason. Probably because I haven't clicked drive for a while.
Green light. Go, go, go.
There we go. So, apologies about that disconnect. ACC doing ACC things. Most likely because I'm on Series S. As, of course, as soon as we disappear, there's an incident. Number 52. Hello, Argent. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a very awkward corner. I need to go up my settings real quick. Hopefully that doesn't cause too many issues. As right now, we do continue on for the rest of this race. Seeming to have a moment there, chat. Apologies. So, that was an incident for Argent. It seems like my thing short-circuited there for a moment or something, because that was very awkward, as Wolski still trying to make their way through the circuit. Goes Wolski. Oh! Hello. Oh no. Oh no. Car park. Well, so that was Wolski who went round and... yeah, a domino effect. Oh, hold up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was Ramsel actually who hit him. Oh no. Well, Ramsel got through nice and clean. That was Chaos. Chaos decided to ensue. Wolski's returned the pace as well as Tucker. Chaos decided to ensue right after my game decided I'm going to have a moment with you. Apparently, as Sny right now actually right on the back of our Smith. So as they head through the left into the right, trying to do everything that is possible here at Mount Panorama. Over the crest one more time and into Murray's corner as we are as we are very close to that 10-minute remaining mark. And right now, Flores also still trying to chase down Old Sim Racer. Here on the main straight though, here they come. It's going to be Sny versus Smith right in front of the grandstand, into the left-hander of Hell Corner. Turn number 1, lovely overtake, that's Sny up into P number 9. But right now, Flores is to head up the mountain. Don't spin it like the other guys did, please. Thank you very much. But right now, that is Sny ahead of Smith as they head over and down the little bit of a hill on the mountain stretch into the right-hander, and then up the hill we will continue to go. Through every little bit that may be needed to be given, that may need to be given to each of the drivers. Flores also still trying to chase down that Ford Mustang right in front of him though. They've been at it for a while. Old Sim Racer now sat P number 7, so they have made up one position from earlier, and Flores is still trying to chase him down. They're still on the back of him, so this could be a battle that evolves at the end. Number 68 seeming to have a moment as well. I would switch over to that, but I know as soon as I do, something's going to happen with these guys. So we're going to stick on board of them right now, as actually that is going to be Rubber, who is going to be right, not Rubber, somebody else, McLaren. Well, something happened. Ah, it's Millington. Hello. Just gonna fly past the Audi. Blue flags. There's the Beamer from earlier. Clarbull in the pits. Has he been in there for a while? Yeah, he has. He's not returned back out of the garage. He's had enough. As right now, still trying to chase down is Flores, and let's go on board, shall we? Let's go on board as we go through the mountain here at Bathurst. So, of course, nice and tidy, please. No crashes. As Richie returns to RTGs. So right now, down the hill and through the crest again, through the left-hander, the Aston Martin trying to chase down that Ford Mustang, which does make contact with the barrier on the right-hand side. That's going to give the Aston Martin the advantage, heading down into Skyline. But the Ford Mustang seeming to keep it in a little bit more, down into the S's, then down into the crests. It's a little bit jumpy, it's a little bit windy, and it's a little bit tight, but it's what people like. People don't. As we go down into Forest Elbow and into the left-hander, down the back stretch, down Conrod. Here we go. Old Sim Racer still trying to make his way down, still trying to defend the Ford Mustang, the American unit, the proper American engineering versus British engineering. Battle versus battle. Aston Martin, an iconic British brand. Ford is an iconic American brand. Ford versus Ferrari is what many people like to recall, and it's going to happen over in WEC. But of course, we've also got it here in SimPlay when the Ford Mustangs are up against Ferraris. As you can see on the left-hand side, that is Taylor, Stardog and Millington in Ferraris, while in Ford is Old Sim Racer. Through the left-hander as well as Smith, as we go onto the main stretch one more time. The Aston Martin going to slip under the slipstream, maybe down into Hell's Corner is where the advantage will be played by the Aston Martin, but it's not going to work out. They seem to be better through the corners, through the mountain. However, when it comes down to these main straights, that is when they tend to lose out. On the back of him, he's all over him, as right now continuing on the battle, closing, minute after minute, time after time. Going to be going down into the right-hander, out of turn number 2, and up the mountain you will go 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down into Forest. It's all over the place as these beautiful shots, as you can see over the rear wing, in the beautiful Australian. I was about to say outback, but I don't believe it's in the outback. In the beautiful Australian countryside, as the Aston Martin of Flores is going to be right there with him. He wants to get that move done. You can see how impatient he's getting, and he's going to get all over him right here. Down into the left-hander. Maybe could have forced the move down the inside if he had enough time, but maybe down as we head to Skyline. The Aston Martin will back out. He's having absolutely none of it. He does not want to cause an incident. But right now, you've got to wonder, is this going to play into anybody else's hands? I was about to say Snipe might be there, but no, he's 20 seconds behind. As we continue on, down the back stretch, into Conrad and the chase. This is another place where the Ford Mustang has that advantage. The straight line speed, the American unit underneath the hood, or bonnet, as they go down towards the chase one more time. Passing here in the American sun. Well, it would be American for the Ford Mustang. In the Australians, they both start with A, don't come at me. In the Australian sun, into the final corner of Murray's. Here we go. The Aston Martin, maybe trying to look like he was going to go for a move down the inside, but he's way too far back. Even if he tried, it was not going to work out. Right now, though, for these drivers, for the rest of the races, it's Reeves. He's still on the back of Smith. They've been with each other for the past several laps, yet nothing seems to be happening. It's the Team TOM battles seem to be in the same story. They get caught up in the main stretches, however, then they get away on the straights. As right now, Reeves still trying to close in on Smith. Over the crest and into turn number 2. This is where it happens. This is where the chances are taken. This is what you need. Further and further. Number 23 is at a moment. Who's number 23? I believe that's McLaren. As you can see on the map, number 23 pulls to the side for every unlucky, fortunate soul. Here we go, down into Forest Elbow, and then onto Conrad again. It's the same story. We know it's the same story, unless something different happens. Maybe a different fuel mix, maybe a different play. Over the crest and into the chase as we've got less than 5 minutes remaining in this race. Down towards the chase, into the right-hander. Going to move over to the left-hand side. The Aston Martin decides to take the curve, 150 metres onto the brakes, into the lefts, into the right. Luckily enough for us, it's not a Saturday, it's a Wednesday night. Under the hill and into the brakes for Murray Corner. We've got little under 4 minutes remaining in this race so far. Who will come out on top? Who will have the advantage? Who will do what they need to do? Into turn number 1, hell corner. There may be hell to pay if somebody causes a crash on these final few laps. Hashtag tickets, please. Heading onto the mountain stretch towards turn number 2, and it is all over for what seems to be the Aston Martin, the Ford Mustang on that straight line speed, seeming to drive away. FSO Racing Team, very good race from these guys so far. While we're down in the order, as actually that is the race leader, that is Ramsell, who is off at the chase, and that is going to give Goudet an absolute masterclass. We saw the yellows, we saw the map. What happened to Ramsell? And that is going to be extremely unlucky, as it is Goudet who takes the lead of this Australian Grand Prix at Bathurst in the land down under. So where does Ramsell finish? He's down now to P number 3. This may turn into something. Hibbs has. We will be on. This is the penultimate lap. Hibbs has a lap and a half to get past Goudet. He needs a good run through the mountain. 2.1 seconds. He could close it in, even if it is unlikely. So who knows? At this rate, it is through the left-hander, over the crests, one more time. through Skyline. So right now, Greaves this is the battle which is closest. Greaves continuing to chase down Smith, but now seeming to be 1.3 seconds. Not going to work out between all of these drivers, and they do continue on in this race. Into the chase, as it seems like, if I'm correct, yep, everybody, P11, only the top 10 are on the lead lap. In fact, no, not even the top 10. Yep, no, only the top 10 are on the lead lap. So, Fat below seeming to be unfortunate here. Varga further back as well. The gap's opened up. What has happened here? I was watching Fat Block. I was meant to be watching...
Right, man.
Wait.
Leader is on the final lap.
Hold
Do it
on.
all you can.
We're missing somebody. We are missing somebody. Can never remember last names. I am no good with them. Who we're missing? We lost somebody. Smith. That's who we lost. So Smith, I was like, this is weird. Why is that like that? It's because we lost Smith. So, a very good race for him. However, unfortunate disconnected. Oh no, he's back. No, he's back. ACC doing ACC things. As right now, on the final lap, we're going to give him his flowers. This race result could have been very, very different, and it may be different if something else happens. But Goudet has done everything. They took the advantage. I said it in the sprint. As long as you can keep it clean around this circuit, you will continue going. You will pick up positions. And it's this man. He's done everything he needed to do, as long as he keeps it clean through these final corners. He's got a 4.4 second gap. Ramsell closing down on Hibbs. We'll go to that in a minute, as right now it is Goudet. We'll give him his flowers, and it is deserved. From where they started to 29 laps later, here in New South Wales, Australia, here in the land down under, with absolutely boiling temperatures, it's Goudet who wins the Bathurst race win in race number 2 with Ramsell P3, Hibbs P2. Ramsell could have won that race, however an incident or self-mistake at the chase would send them off. Further back though, it's absolute chaos back here. These guys are just jockeying for every single position available. Greaves still trying to chase down Smith on the lead lap. Very far behind though. Could they close in? This is the final battle which seems to be happening out on the circuit. As Greaves is all over the back of him. Chance after chance, race after race. The race may be over for the leader, but it's not done for these guys just yet. Smith on the defensive versus Greaves. Greaves is going to go for him. They will make contact just before Skyline. He will spin He will spin Smith round, and that is not how you want to end a race here at Bathurst. He will not take the position. He will swallow the pride and let Smith go. What looked like was going to be a battle has turned into contact, and not how you wanted it to end. But I think that is the story of Mount Panorama as they head down the Conrod. He may have a chance to get past him, or he may do the opposite and let him go down into these final few corners, down into the chase. It's just extremely unfortunate. These are the last two, apart from Taylor and Atherton, to cross the line. And he is going to be further enough ahead. It looks like Greaves is not going to go for him, unless he might actually. Does he go for him? He's too far back. So that is Goudet, who will win this. Yeah, he's going to get it. So it is Goudet who will win here at Mount Panorama. And that is how it is done. It is Goudet who wins, followed by Hibbs, Ramsell, The Limiter, Flem, Speed 1, Rubber, Old Sim Racer, Snye, Smith, Greaves runs out the top 10. It's then Fat Bloke, Varga, Johnson, Argent, SimPlay, Argent, with SimPlay Racing Taylor P number 15. And then the rest of the grid, then the rest of the finishing order is now on your screen. But, however, this race may be over, but the rest of the series is not done yet. Because tomorrow night. I was supposed to make this smooth. I should have got the calendar up earlier. But it's not done yet. Of course, we started at Brands, we went to Spa, then Indianapolis. We were here tonight at Bathurst. Of course, the Bathurst action isn't done yet. Right here on YouTube, on SimPlay Motorsport's YouTube channel, it will be the Pro Series for Bathurst. And then starting next week, it is
GT3s
on Tuesdays.
GT3s on Wednesdays, and, well, GT4 Pro Am on Wednesdays, and Pro on Thursdays. Then the rest of the calendar goes Kyle Army, Imola, Nürburgring, Red Bull Ring, Alton Park, Watkins Glen, and then rounding it out at the home of SimPlay, it is Donington Park as the season finale. So you've got plenty of your action coming up over the weeks, and of course tomorrow night as well, right here on YouTube. And that is one hell of a way to end this race, and I do not believe anybody is joining for an interview. We'll give it a minute, but I believe that they are not. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been SimPlay. I've been Alexa Marshall. Good night.